IELTS Writing Task 2. The question that we'll be focusing on is advantages and disadvantages. I'm not going to give you any lesson know-it, as we're really piecing all of the last few lessons together. If you see any new language in the answer that I'm going to show you, please write it down and try and use it in your own essay. So here is the question, and remember, it's important that you plan for every question you get. Before even doing the plan, we should identify the type of question it is. I've already told you that we'll be looking at an advantages and disadvantages question, and it's easy to see that this is that type of question due to the phrase, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? This sentence is also really important in our question because it is definitely asking you to give an opinion, which you can include in your conclusion. So let's have a final read through the question and move on to our introduction. Today, people are buying more consumer goods like jewellery and household appliances. Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? So here we are at our 3-sentence introduction: paraphrase, plan and outline. I'm going to go through each sentence to show you how I would create my introduction to answer this question. First up, paraphrase. In modern society, the general public are buying more leisure and luxury products than ever before. The key phrases that I paraphrased here are today into modern society, people into the general public, and consumer goods into leisure and luxury products. At the end of the sentence, I added the phrase than ever before, but actually this isn't completely needed. Let's see the second sentence, which is plan. Throughout this essay, I will explore the advantages and disadvantages for this trend and express my own opinion on the matter. Now, a key phrase here that you haven't seen before is that last part, and express my own opinion on the matter. You can easily use this in the second sentence of your introduction if you are going to give your opinion, and more often than not, you will be asked to give your opinion. And here is sentence 3, our outline. Firstly, I will discuss the negatives of people buying more consumer goods, and secondly, I will share the positives of this trend. Note here our 2 time openers, firstly and secondly. Let's take a look at the introduction in full and have one final read through. In modern society, the general public are buying more leisure and luxury products than ever before. Throughout this essay, I will explore the advantages and disadvantages for this trend and express my own opinion on the matter. Firstly, I will discuss the negatives of people buying more consumer goods, and secondly, I will share the positives of this trend. So, that is our introduction complete. Let's move on to our first supporting paragraph. Now, before I show you my first supporting paragraph, I thought it would be a good idea to review these 3 sentence types, as we use them all the time in supporting paragraphs. In blue is the topic sentence, which gives the main idea of what you're going to talk about. In green is the support sentence, and this adds detail to your topic sentence. And of course, lastly is our real life example. Let's take a look at my first supporting paragraph. Many consumer goods do not give any real benefit to the person who bought them. Moreover, these purchased items may have cost the consumer a substantial sum of money, possibly causing stress over personal finances. For example, many of these goods could be bought with loans or other types of credit, which may not always be paid back due to the lack of funds or other financial commitments. On top of that, household appliances such as TVs and air conditioners need a lot of energy to be powered. As a result of this, the individual will find they are again having to balance more bills and commitments than is achievable. Let's take a look at what went well in this first supporting paragraph. Well, for starters, there's a mix of very interesting advanced sentence openers. There's very low repetition throughout this paragraph, showing a range of vocabulary. It's logically ordered, as the topic sentence is followed by a support sentence and an example. And finally, there is a good mix of sentence structures. So overall, this supporting paragraph does tick a lot of the boxes in the examiner's band descriptors. Let's move to our second supporting paragraph. On the other hand, jewellery and fashion gives many people great happiness. Furthermore, if people have enough disposable income to spend on luxury items that make them happy, then that should be their personal choice. If a person has enough money for an iPad without getting into debt, then they should be free to buy that item. Many people feel they should also support certain companies and buy their products. As a result of this, the producers of consumer goods can employ large numbers of people, giving them jobs and financial security. The main focus of this supporting paragraph is to discuss the advantages of consumer goods. Let's take a look at what went well in supporting paragraph 2. Again, the writer shows an excellent range of vocabulary by not repeating language too often. This paragraph is also well organised and sticks to the topic support example structure. And finally, there's also an excellent range of openers used in this essay. So now we have our two supporting paragraphs. Firstly for disadvantages and our second paragraph for advantages. Now it's time to give our conclusion and to give our own opinion. In conclusion, there are many benefits and negatives to the increase in people purchasing more consumer goods. In my opinion, overall, the increase is a positive thing, as it shows that more people have disposable income to spend on items they truly like. The red text is my summary of all the main points in my essay, and the blue text is my own opinion. So there is the end of our first model answer for IELTS Writing Task 2. Coming up straight after this lecture will be the whole essay clearly written down in one document for you. I highly recommend stealing language from these model answers and practice using them on your own. See you in the next lesson.